United States of America. The greatest country on earth, highest GDP, the most freedom, the most generous people, and I think the greatest warriors. And the only reason that we are as free as we are today is because of those men and women. The willingness with which our young people are likely to engage in any war, no matter how justified, shall be directly proportional as to how they perceive that they were treated and appreciated by the nation. So what that means is, if we're going to make sure that we continue to recruit the best and brightest young men and women into the military to fight the future wars, we have got to be sure that those people that have served in the military in the earlier wars and serve the military today, we have got to make sure, as a moral obligation, I think that Washington said, that they are treated well and appreciated much by the nation.
Everything that I learned in the Marine Corps applies to everything I do now on a day-to-day basis. It's mind-boggling, because you think about it when you get out of the Marine Corps, you're like, man, or the military, like I said, you're like, you know, I was doing this MOS for 4 years. How am I going to find this job? You know what I mean? There's a ton of MOSs out there that are exactly what people are doing on a day-to-day basis here in the civilian world. So, I mean, when you take that into effect, the military is society in a small little group. And when you come out of that society, you can still apply it to everyday business life.
So what's different about B3? There are 5 things that set this apart. First is, this is not a job group. As the governor mentions, Paul mentioned, this is an economic development initiative. When the second is, and we mentioned this is a focus not on the vets but on employers. We start with employers, we end with vets. How we do that is through this certification. So it's not just having employers say, yes, I want to hire vets, but it's the commitment to pledge to hire vets, but then more importantly to retain them for at least 1 year. Fourth is that this has been an interagency group. And what we mean by that is that your only price of entry to be a part of the B3 team is to say, I can help. And then finally, this is a public-private partnership. The governor gave us some dollars, and even the program that came from the legislature doesn't fund the program. In fact, it only funds about half the program, because the rest of the program is going to come from the private sector. Here's our mission for FY14. Last year we conducted 110 vet-ready assessments, where we actually went out and interfaced with you to make sure that you was a good fit for veterans. Next year we'll do another 120 of those. We're looking for another 180 employers, who are basically looking at doubling the size of the population next year, which will double the number of vet pledges to 8,000. And we're looking for 4,000 actual vet jobs next year. We have some clear direction by the leadership of the Commonwealth to move the program into FY14. And our vision is that a year from now, we're going to be at a place where this is a model for the rest of the nation.